Okay. Well, I guess I'm live. I don't know. Got my old phone back, and we don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm live or not. About to find out in a second, though. So, if I am live and you can see or hear me, let me know. What kind of shenanigans is this? Let's see here. I'll let y'all know in 1 second. If I'm up, oh yeah, I can see some people right now logging in. So I guess it did work. Well, I'll be darned. Look at that. And I can see myself. I'm about to send a message to myself. All right, that. Hello, Kev. There we go. From Stop and Think About It. There we go. All right, so what's happening, y'all? This Kev from Kevin's Corner. Today is, what is it, Thursday already? Times are flying. Times are flying. I'm feeling mighty American today. I had to put my American hat on. And now I got to talk with my American voice there, you know. When you're real American, you got to talk like that. Put a little extra bass in your voice. Because we got a lot of shenanigans going on around the world, around the United States. A little terrorism here and there. We're going to talk about that real quick. But we ain't going to linger on it. We ain't going to give it too much attention because we got some other things to talk about. Because, see, Donald Trump has decided to launch a war on woke. And I love it. See, because I don't like woke either. I don't like woke either. And I'm like, yo, let's go ahead and launch a war on woke and chase it out of here. Chase it completely out of our country. I don't want it nowhere near the United States, period. So we're going to be talking about that as we close. But before we get into all of that, long as you guys can hear me, then that means I got to get loose and get busy so we can get out of here at a decent time. Luciano, even like real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla.
There's some kings in the building. Do your business and show some respect.
Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So don't forget too that we got us a Kevin's Corner store in here. And if you get a chance, check it out. Now, this is the number on the screen, 330-974-4607 is the number that you can text, of course, so you can stay in the loop just in case I get bounced up off the internets somehow. Yeah. And also, check out some gear within the store. And then finally, if you get a chance and you feel like it, you can always donate to the channel through my Cash App and my PayPal. Yeah, that's right, yo. I accept food stamps. I accept food stamps too. So y'all can always just give me some food stamps. And I remember when I was a kid, man, my mama and them was on food stamps and she'd send me to the store, those food stamps. It was embarrassing like a mug. Go up in there, and that's when it was like a pack. It was in a pack, you had to rip them off, like imitating money, but it wasn't real money, it looked like Monopoly money. So now you in the store, like, all right, I got a loaf of bread. All right, there, here you go. Oh, they got food stamps, huh? We need a check on aisle 3. There's a kid up here with food stamps. Man, I want to just drop everything and run out the store. And my mom was one of them people who would just let all her business out. Be in the line like, yeah, the man talking about cutting my food stamps off later on and my welfare check didn't come. And I'm like, don't let these people know that, mama. They don't need to know that. Shit, man, I tell you what, I got arthritis. And shoot, I'm like, God, dog it. And she's just joking. She's fine. So embarrassing, but I loved her to death. She was transparent to a fault. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into what's going on around the country here. Starting off with this bum right here, like we do most nights. He won't let me go. Yeah, the Whisperer, y'all. Check it out.
Don't dismiss it at all. Just remind him, I wrote the bill on the environment. Pay them more. I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far. By the way, we can make all these improvements and still cut the deficit. If we start making people pay fair share, but pay your fair share, but pay
What's going on with this?
But just pay a little bit. Don't Don't pay a cent. I had an incredibly supportive family. Thank you for my daddy.
Thank you for my daddy. Boy, he's living up to that name. Creepy Sleepy. Boy, I tell you. I mean, this dude's like, come here, little lady, let me whisper in your ear. Got a little something you need to hear. Why is he whispering all over the place? This is a part of his legacy, y'all. This Montage right here is going to live forever. The Whisperer in Chief. What is he doing? Trying to holler at somebody? He trying to holler at somebody? Yeah, come here, let me holler at you for a second. Hey, oh, everybody's watching. They all can hear me. My fault. Oh, okay. Well, listen. Still give me a call, though. That's what he sounds like. Sounds like this. But let's continue, though, listening to the Whisperer in Chief.
Ronald Reagan, guess what? But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I got news for him. I'm paying attention. No one's saying that. I stopped that. We reduced the deficit. We brought down the deficit. I cut the deficit. I lowered the deficit. It reduces the federal budget.
Wow. And see, until somebody puts together something like this, you don't realize how much that was a part of his character. He probably doesn't even realize it. Yeah, he's on, whisper autopilot, honestly. He's probably totally unaware how much he was doing this until you put it all together. All together. And I'm sure the person who put this montage together probably left off about 1,000 other whisperers for some reason. Nobody caught him. Nobody said, hey, man, this whispering thing that you're doing, it's going to live with you for the rest of your life on the internet. You might want to cut that crap out, but not joke. Not joke. He's totally unaware that he's doing that. Let's continue listening to the Whisperer try to holler at us or something.
Not anymore. Enough. He didn't build a thing. Guess who builds them? The United States. General Motors. We invented those chips. We got everything done. You don't need a college degree.
You hear him drop a little bit of rasp in that one? We got everything done. He slid a little Batman in there. My name is Batman. We got everything done. Let's continue hearing him whisper. I don't know who he thinks he's talking to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all can hear him. Usually, when you whisper, you don't do it into a microphone. You know what I mean? You're hoping that nobody else can hear you, or you're whispering for nothing. He's a whisperer for nothing. I mean, the whole purpose of whispering is to make sure other people don't hear you. But not creepy. Creepy's right in the mic. Like, listen, can you hear me? We all can. Oh, my fault. I thought I was just whispering to that kid over there. That kid right there. Let's continue listening to this creep.
That's what holds this country together.
You see those feeble little fists balled up? That's what holds this country together. Yeah. See, so he needs to worry about what's holding him together right about now.
There's nothing beyond our capacity. We can do anything. Now we're sending products overseas. It's going to go down. It's not going to happen. Keep your eye on them. I will veto them.
This guy is the worst of all times, man. I mean, this is beautifully put together. These are things that you don't even realize until somebody highlights it and they put it all together like that. Now, we all know he's been doing a lot of whispering, but it's spread out a little bit so you don't realize how concentrated it is, how frequent it is. Now you see it like this and you go, this dude was crazy. I mean, not only is he going to go down as the worst president of all times, but he's going to go down as pretty loony, pretty creepy. Up here whispering, that's not a good look for a president. I don't know one president that dropped this amount of whispers, if any at all. But this is a part of his style. See, he think it's working for him. All right, let's continue. Because that's probably the only time people try to pay attention to what he's saying. Because they're like, what'd he say? What? He's whispering? That there must be something serious if he's whispering. Other than that, nobody's paying attention to creepy. Let's continue.
I will veto them. I will veto them. I'll veto it. Unless you make more than $400,000 a year. That's not right. I'm going back.
No, he's not right. Nobody, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm so glad this ain't my dad. All right. See, Hunter is a horrible son. Maybe he was distracted by the crack. But you're telling me he didn't watch a couple of these and say, hey, Pops, come here for a second. Let me holler at you. Now, you're getting a little older now. And you might not be aware of some of the things you're doing that's a bad look. That's going to give people like Kevin from Kevin's Corner ageless material. Now, you don't want to be featured on the Kevin's Corner show, okay? You don't want that. So, Pop, how about you knock it off with the whispering, okay? Now, give me some more money for some crack, All right, I'll be back in about 8 weeks. Okay, I'm about to go on a binge. So now let's continue hearing the whisper in chief.
You gotta win. I won every precinct. No poll says that. They've said out loud. They all want to share their data.
What did he say? They all want to share their data. Sound like he said they all want a sugar daddy. That's what it sounded like he said. Did he say they all want a sugar daddy? Yeah, because Joe's probably willing to be that. Long as you're not over like 5 or 6 years old, you're on your own then. You're on your own then. Yeah, he likes them a little more tender. Okay, so let's continue hearing what he's talking about. Somebody sugar daddy.
Want to share their data? They haven't yet. They lost. Fox News. He couldn't have done it without you. But don't let him now.
Now, would you let this dude babysit your kids? I mean, if you saw this guy right here with all of these whispers leaning into the mic, saying all this stuff, there's no way you would let him hang around anybody that you love that might be vulnerable. All of this combined is a plethora of creepiness. It's a plethora of creepiness. It's almost like it just shows a different side of this guy. People who whisper like that, they seem just nasty. Seem like he's dirty. All of that. The way he does it. This ain't your normal whisper. This ain't one of those. He's like, listen to what I'm saying. Guess what? I mean, he looks crazy. He looks nuts doing this. Leaning in, looking just like a creep, living up to that name, Creepy Sleepy.
It's working.
Look,
it's working.
That is the pervert move. It's working. What's your name? Would you come here? With the long overcoat. I'm surprised he's not running around like the Flasher. The full-blown long overcoat.
It's a problem. And we're just getting started. But we're starting to do it. Everybody benefits. It saves every taxpayer.
Cause he's a creep. Yeah. Man, this dude right here is something special. Oh, wow. Look how long this montage is of Joe whispering creepily. He's whispering creepily, y'all.
They fired a lot of them. But I did. But now they're getting it. They're listening now. We're about to find out. Their furniture relatives. They're outside. I don't want to hear any more about you don't like looking at them.
Wow. He ran a whole sentence that time. I don't like it anymore. And then, I'm wondering if he can really talk. This might be one of those I need to adjust because my vocal cords are blew out. I'm old and I'm raggedy. So therefore, I might as well go ahead and adopt this new whispering strategy to pretend that this is just a new style to get your attention. But really, I can't talk right. I can't talk right. So not only is he whispering, but he flubs up words. He drops a ton of gaffes. He forgets people's names. He don't know where he's at. He can't walk up or downstairs. This dude's completely blew out. He's completely blew out. And now we got one more nugget before he goes forever. Yeah, a montage of him whispering. We got all kind of montages of Joe Biden. All kind. Stumbling montages, making up word montages, forgetting stuff montages. Now we got a whispering montage. We got all kind of montages that will last us forever. Let's continue.
I'm your commander-in-chief, but not this time. I didn't hear a word. Get vaccinated. No.
Whoa. Now wait a minute. Even though you was whispering that, I heard that loud and clear. Get vaccinated. Boy, not only is he a creep, this guy right here is a tyrant telling folks to get vaccinated. And what's it to you, Joe? And Democrats, did y'all get some kickbacks from that vaccination stuff?
No.
Wow. Well, there you have it, guys. That was Joe Biden, our commander-in-chief. And the reason I played that is because he has now the daunting task of coming out and addressing what he felt was a terrorist attack down in New Orleans. Now, this guy, he's still got, 18 days left? Somewhere around there. And I think they're going to set him up for failure, let him speak at Jimmy Carter's funeral. That should be funny. Should give me some more material there. And then, of course, when situations like this happen, I mean, I know they're sitting there like, we hope nothing happens that we got to send him out there to speak on until he's out here. But unfortunately, things are happening. So you can't just say, well, you know what? I got it on cruise control. You won't see me again until I get on Marine One. You can't do that. So when things like what took place in New Orleans happened, they got, shoot, we got to send this dude out there to say something. So apparently they're about to send Joe out to address this terrorist attack down in New Orleans. So let's learn about this one because we got all kind of craziness. I think the spirit of crazy has come upon this earth right about now, and it is manifesting itself in the United States. Folks losing it. Did y'all also hear about the crazy black dude who pushed somebody once again onto the train tracks in New York? Just pushed him. No reason, no rhyme. Just pushed him over there. Lucky they got the guy off. And I'm going, that's nothing but craziness. What's going through your head when you say, you know what? I think it'd be a good idea. I think it'd be a good idea for me to push that dude onto the train track. You got to be crazy. We need to do a sweep around the country to collect all the crazy. Maybe put them in something. Give them something to do. Say, all right, maybe we stick all the crazies together, to balance out or something. But these folks are loony, crazy. See, so you got all kind of craziness going on. You got the crazy, I don't know I'm crazy, like the people who's doing stuff like setting people on fire, pushing people into the, Then you got the crazy because their ideology. I mean, how do you get to a point where you do something like this?
News this morning, New Orleans police and the FBI investigating the mass casualty incident, a pickup truck driver plowing right into a crowd of people, killing at least 10 early this morning on New Year's Day.
Why, man? So, unfortunately, we learned that this guy is from America, and he is a former military person. And for some reason, I guess he was radicalized and apparently got ties to ISIS. So he decides that he's going to take his car, run over people, and then get out and start firing. And of course, it always ends in tragedy on multiple levels. So let's finish hearing what took place there.
They say that driver got out of the vehicle and fired shots, hitting 2 officers, and was shot and killed as police returned fire. 36 other people have been injured. This is at Canal and Bourbon Streets. They say the man hit the crowd at about 3:15 this morning, driving very fast down Bourbon Street, intentionally aiming for crowds.
Now, see, this is the thing with this type of terrorism. It's random, and they know people are still going to want to enjoy themselves, but they're trying to create this fear to where people are always looking over their shoulder. Big events that we normally would go to back in the day and feel very confident and comfortable. Now all of a sudden you don't want to go. Somebody sent me a link to the inauguration. Now I'm pretty sure they're gonna have security up the butt. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to be up there going, okay, now, and that's the whole goal when it comes down to terrorist activity. You want people walking around in fear. You want people saying, man, I would go down to this concert, but, I don't know, man, who knows? They might do something crazy. So it's sad when, we've allowed or got people in our country doing this. Now, I don't know if there was some signs that would have led to this gentleman doing something like this. But I do know this much. We got an organization called the FBI that's supposed to be looking into stuff like this and catching stuff and being proactive. But for some reason, the last 4 years, they decided to go ahead and focus on Trump. They decided to go ahead and focus on the January 6th people and a whole bunch of people who disagree with abortions. Yeah. So my gut tells me that even if there were signs, they probably weren't looking in that direction because they probably was in chat sites looking for folks that might buy a come and take it shirt. I thought, all right, this guy right here, he's shopping at, the Gander Mountain. He's buying too many man toys. He could be radicalized. So there's a high probability that they probably missed a lot of this last 4 years because they're worried about DEI. They're worried about being woke and stuff like that. See, so that could also be a problem. Maybe this dude left all types of terrorist crumbs laying around, but they might have missed him, stepped right over him because they were chasing a grandma who walked past the Capitol. So let's continue hearing what's going on with this mess.
We have these hydraulic steel barriers from past events. Last Mardi Gras, this happened to an extent, maybe not terrorism, but still people getting hit in mass population with vehicles. Those barricades were not up.
So the barricades was not up for some reason. So somebody dropped the ball there. And, you know, this whole notion that, well, you know, man, if you get guns off the street, then, you know, if you get people who are crazy and willing to die for their cause or willing to take a whole bunch of people out somehow, people will find a weapon. People will find a way to unfortunately do harm. And, you know, I never want to be reckless and tell everybody, you know, don't, you know, let these people, you know, make you conscious of all of that. Yeah, you should be, you know, very acutely aware of your surroundings when you go out. You know, keep your eye to the street, get off your phone. You know what I'm saying? Even when I go out with friends, I'm still got my head on the swivel. I'm always looking around. They don't know what I'm looking at, but trust me, I'll be sitting there like, hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel you, man. So now what's going on again? What's on? But I'm always kind of looking around. But it's not in a sense of fear, because that's what they really want. You know, fear is false evidence appearing real. You know, and most likely you're not going to be a victim of something like this. But you also don't want to be naive. You know, you want to make sure you're aware of your surroundings. You know, and I do know this. Growing up in Youngstown as a black man, I mean, we were like deers. You know, deer are the most conscious animals on the planet. They can't drink water without looking around. They're like, what was that? You see something? Is something moving over there? Yeah. We would hear firecrackers go off and we're out. Yeah. Scattering like roaches. You see a crowd of folks running, you don't investigate. You turn and run with them. Turn and run with them. Yeah, we were very acutely aware because we weren't dealing with these type of terrorists. We were dealing with fools in the neighborhood that, you know, didn't know how to act. End up shooting at somebody and you might catch one. You know, stupid stuff like that. So we were aware of our surroundings. And we have to be aware of our surroundings. But when people start talking about, you know what, to lower the crime or to do this, we think we can get rid of guns. I'm going, nah, man. You know, I mean, I'm not saying, you know, people that were armed could have stopped this guy because he used a car. So when they come up with all these ideas, if we get rid of this or that, that'll solve it. I'm going, if you got crazy, crazy will find a way to express itself. And the best thing to do is make the society aware of their surroundings and maybe have some type of reaction to when crazy shows up. Crazy shows up. See, it ain't showing up like it used to, where you can ignore crazy. Because you got a dude out there in the street dancing by himself and talking to himself. That's the crazy you was able to ignore back in the day. You know, but you know, now you got crazy running down the street in cars and jumping out shooting. And, you know, you got crazy pushing folks over. So we got a crazy problem in America on multiple levels. So this guy took the cheap way out, of course, death by, you know, police officers after taking innocent people's lives. And that, to me, a terrorist is one of the slimiest types of people on the planet. And in their heads, they're a freedom fighter. In their heads, they're going to see Allah. In this guy's case, he thinks he's going to get some virgins. He's going to get about 12 demons. That's all he's going to get. Soon as he crossed over, they were waiting for him. Good. I'm glad you're here. Hey, I got to give you credit on that suicide right there. That was hot, man. But anyway, listen, come here. Let me go and dump you in this lava right here for a minute. Okay. So that's what they're going to get. But in his mind, yeah, I'm going to see Allah. So let's continue hearing about this. That probably could have been, you know, prevented if they would have had the post up.
Period. They had the flimsy orange ones that you could just push over with your finger.
And again, what we discovered earlier today is that the bollards that would normally block cars from getting on Bourbon Street were not up overnight.
Now, see, there you go. Now, me personally, I like to look at, you know, security measures. When I go to a big crowd or a crowd, even when I go salsa dancing, I go in and immediately I start eyeballing potential crazy people. Okay, I'll start sizing folks up. I start looking at exits. You know, I start thinking about where I want to position myself if things go crazy up in this bad boy. You know, and you know, you look at things like this. You're going, man, we got a lot of people. If I would have showed up, I might have been like, well, wait, what's stopping somebody from just running down here? Where are the barriers? And apparently, they've had incidents in the past where it caused them to say, we should put barriers up. But now all of a sudden, got overconfident, wasn't prepared, and led to this. So they got caught slipping, unfortunately. People say salsa. Yeah, I be down there salsa dancing, but trust me, I be looking around too. Stand alive, stand alive. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, be out there dancing like, okay now, I don't want to get snuck. So let's continue.
This is old video we have that we took whenever some of those bollards were getting installed and the city was demonstrating how they work. And this is where those bollards would have been on Bourbon Street, near where it meets Canal Street.
And that right there would have solved it. But somebody got caught slipping. Don't worry about it. We'll get it next year. I'm pretty sure everything's going to go perfectly. Now, they look for soft targets. And they look for big events where you can cause as much damage as possible. It's just one of those things where I would hope the city, now that we know crazy has, come back in full effect, I would hope, in these cities, they would start thinking like crazy. So you got to outsmart the craziness. You got to say, okay, if I'm a crazy person and I want to do this, what would I do? What would allow me to go, all right, now see, this is what I want to do. So block that mess. Somebody got to be proactive when it comes down to this. So they weren't this time, and it cost lives, including the idiot who died for nothing because he ain't changing nobody's life. This is the crazy part about these people who do this because of some ideology. Who do you think you're changing? What are you solving by taking a whole bunch of innocent people's lives? Do you think that anybody's going to say, well, that's bringing more awareness to we don't even know what his angle was. He just went ahead, did this, and I'm thinking, is this to bring awareness to something? What was this for? What was it for? Besides stupidity.
They weren't up overnight because they had to be taken down and upgraded.
Uh-oh. So now, guys, we're about to go ahead and be comforted by the hard-hitting FBI that should have been proactive, but unfortunately they got caught slipping. And so they send out somebody to tell us what's going on down there. Well, thank God. I feel more safer now. Let's see what this person got to say about this.
That the FBI will be taking over this investigation.
No, they probably don't even remember how to do that. Wait, are we going, is it at a church? It's not at a church? So we actually got to go back like to the dude. Oh, shoot. Anybody remember the procedures on the only procedures we know is how to infiltrate conservative rallies and things like that. Set folks up. So now, I guess they got to dust off the handbook. What happens if real terrorism takes place in the United States?
And with that, I am going to be asking, this is the assistant agent in charge. Uh-oh. This is Agent Duncans.
Now, come on, Agent Duncans. You a sister. You got to represent for the brothers and the sisters, man. Get up there and show them how acute you are. Yeah, how you're able to process what's going on. Some of the details. Go on, sister. Let us know what's on your agenda.
Special Agent Duncan, and she has taken over this case on behalf of us and the FBI.
Uh-oh.
As always, we will be in partnership with all of our partners. But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words, really.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alika Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event.
What? What did you just say? Take it back. Take back the investigation right now, old lady. Somebody bring that old white lady up there. Bring her back up to the mic. Oh, excuse me. She needs to go ahead and throw a shoulder into Duncan. Excuse me. Actually, we're not going to be cooperating with the FBI because this person right here, Agent Duncan, is not able to look at this with an eyeball shot and say, that right there is terrorism. She's not able to do that. So I guess Agent Duncan is erring on the side of caution. She don't want to go ahead and make it seem like, we got terrorists running around the country because maybe somebody might have let a whole bunch of men or perhaps, this is a terrorist of color, and you don't want to go ahead and make it seem like we're insensitive to the terrorists of color. Yeah, you might want, yeah. So let's go with the soft explanation that you don't even have time to know any of the details yet. I mean, it pretty much just happened, and Duncan comes out immediately and defaults to her DEI training. Never accuse anybody who does crazy things to Americans unless they're white Anglo-Saxon Christian man. Okay, so now Agent Duncan says this is not terrorism.
What it is right now is they're improvised explosive devices. That's all it is.
Nobody built that mess. How many normal people do you know how to make improvised explosive devices? Pretty much that's a terrorist MO. What is she talking about? See, this is the stuff. DEI. I hate to say it. DEI all the way, man. So, like I said, not too many regular people, even the crazy ones down inside the subway, they don't know how to build devices like that. But here she is what it is that explosive devices. And I'm going, so who did it build itself? Did they stumble across that explosive device? When you take time to start building stuff to cause damage, you're a terrorist. Okay, that's what you are. But according to her, this is not terrorism.
That was found.
Wait a minute.
This is not a terrorist event.
Wow.
Yeah, she just did a Ketanji Jackson move. That's what she just did. She just made herself look dumb to everybody. She kind of looks like Ketanji Jackson too, So now you come out and you just divert away from the obvious. Everybody's going, what did she just say? That wasn't a This is the Ketanji Jackson situation. Where we always going, did she just say she didn't know what a woman was? These are obvious things. How can she say this? Is she dumb? Oh, DEI hire. She's woke. So now this chick says, what terrorism?
I've sadly covered too many tragedies like this, and it struck me because normally you don't come right out of the gate and label it a terrorist attack or not.
Yeah, she just came right out the blocks. Just came straight down there out there. What's going on down there? Out there, okay, so let me see. Guy used his vehicle to run over innocent people, jumped out, started shooting it, and was shot down by the cops. Okay. Well, and I had explosives too. You know what? This is just a normal situation where maybe some irate person who works at the post office was upset because he got fired.
Juliet, you say we're looking into all possibilities because it's so early, you don't really know. And there were these explosive devices.
Yeah, because people who work at the mail, company, they know how to make that stuff. I mean, come on, man. There are certain weapons used by certain groups of people, okay? And the average Joe walking the street don't know how to put together no explosive devices. But let's continue because maybe she'll change her mind.
This is not a terrorist event.
One of the things they found at the scene was an ISIS flag that is believed to have been with the suspect. And so...
that's not a clue at all. FBI ignoring evidence of terrorism. Yeah, that's pretty much it. ISIS flag. That's right. Yeah. All of that evidence right there in their face. All of it right there. Over here. I'm an ISIS flag. What? I didn't see nothing. I look at that as the American flag. So apparently, she came out and said stupid stuff then, prematurely, and now here she is coming out and kind of I guess adjusting her statement.
ISIS IEDs were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. The FBI Special Agent Bomb Technicians, as well as our local law enforcement partners, have been working to determine if any of these devices are viable, and they'll work to render those devices safe. The FBI We are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism.
She figured it out, guys. She finally figured it out. So somebody at the office probably, come here. Now look, I hooked you up with this job, okay? You know that, right? All right? I'm the one got you in this. You gonna get out there and say something stupid like that? All this evidence laying around, you talking about something, this is not a terrorist attack. You're making me look bad, man. Now look, get your butt back out there and acknowledge all of those explosives and that darn ISIS flag. Get out there and do it. Try to redeem yourself.
We're aggressively running down all of the leads to identify the possible subject's associates. We're working to ensure that there is no further threat. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We're aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Oh, well, look at this, guys. They're finally going after somebody who isn't a conservative / J6er or a old lady who's praying at the abortion clinics. They're finally going after somebody who actually done committed some crimes.
That's why we need the public's help.
Now you need our help. Well, I mean, we tried to help you with that pipe bomber. Everybody was like, all right, I got so we don't want to hear la 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 la. You was ignoring that evidence like you just did a few minutes ago. Yeah, y'all, we tried to help y'all with Bigfoot. Everybody saw him. He was on your list. Yeah, that was one of those guys like, excuse me. You see that big, tall Bigfoot out there? Yeah, him keep saying, we got to go in on the car. I'll say it. You don't hear him say that? Him keep saying it. I found one for y'all. I don't see nothing. So now all of a sudden they want our help.
We are asking if anybody has any interactions with Samsud Jabbar in the last 72 hours that you contact us. The FBI is asking the public's help. We're asking anyone who has information, video, or pictures to provide it to the FBI.
Man, we'd be better off with a citizen's arrest. We'll be better off investigating this ourselves, guys. All of us get together. All right, you see anything eagle eye? Yeah, I use my eagle eye. And it looks like terrorism to me. Oh, you saw that from that far away? Absolutely. Easy to spot out. Good. Don, what do you think? Well, I'm pretty sure after we have drinks, we'll go ahead down there and we'll find his assistants that also was caught up trying to do some shenanigans. Listen to this.
We have set up a digital tip line as well as our 1-800 number, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Please provide us with any information that you can assist us in this investigation.
Right, last night, President Biden had...
Oh, yeah, here come Creepy. Give us some words of comfort, Creepy. Tell us everything's gonna be all right.
addressed the nation on the deadly terror.
And ain't no whispering either. Don't come out here talking about everything's gonna be all right. It's ISIS involved. I need to hear you.
Attack.
The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby.
Oh boy.
The situation is very fluid, and the investigation has a preliminary stage. And the fact is that right now, excuse me.
Oh God. We're doomed. January 20th. Can't get here fast enough. This man, that teleprompter, I guess, wasn't rolling up fast enough. And he was done. Can't even talk off script in a situation like this. Excuse me. So let's see the moment that the teleprompter probably attacked him.
The situation is very fluid, and the investigation has a preliminary stage. And the fact is that right now, excuse me.
Oh, God. Oh, see.
There you go.
There you go. Making it obvious. About as bad as Kamala Harris. The 18 days. 18 days. Mentity. Thank you. This guy's blew out mentity right there, flipping through papers.
Todd Pyro joins me now. You know, Todd, again, Mr. Biden took no questions. He froze once the teleprompter paused there. You know, it does not project, as we said earlier, strength and reassurance, does it?
Not at all. In fact, it probably encourages a whole bunch of them to start acting a fool before Trump get in. And before Cash Patel gets in and start whooping some tail.
Hearing now from the Associated Press that investigators have reviewed video of 3 men and a woman placing explosives around, possible explosives.
So we got some crazelets. You got crazy and crazelets, like some type of band. They're introducing crazy and the crazelets. So now he has some assistants also putting stuff around there. Some coordinated craziness.
Around this area. Tracy, this is brand new into our newsroom. So what does that tell you? And to the point about the sheets, I think the sheets were also put up to shield the hotel guests' eyes from the carnage on the street. So you're right with those 2 points. But now we're hearing this video of 3 men and 1 woman placing items, and it seems as though they are connected to the suspect, Tracy.
That's not good. Now, I would expect the FBI to have them in custody by now, considering how quickly they've caught all of these, J6ers and stuff like that. But then again, that pipe bomber is very elusive. If that guy is able to get away forever to elude the FBI, and they're not even trying to find him, they just gave up. They gave up, y'all. They're like, don't worry about it. It's too far gone. It's too far gone. Yeah. I guess they start chasing him like, maybe a cheetah and realize I'm in over my head. That gazelle's too far out there. So just pump the brakes. I'll forget it. I'll catch the next one. So now, I would expect them to find these people if they still remember how to do that. See, because all you got to do is put like maybe a Confederate flag on these people's backs and they'll find them. Give them a Gadsden flag or something. They'll find them. So these are real terrorists. So now they're having problems finding them.
What do you say to that?
Well, this is very, very similar to the Boston Marathon bombing that was just brought up in the Tsarnaev brothers, where you had 2 of them, right, placing those IEDs. This is not at all surprising because I do think it would have taken multiple individuals to place the IEDs, plan on where that placement would be, as well as then obviously use the vehicle to ram this crowd. But
what I don't get, once again, until we find out motive, if we do find out motive, which really the motive is crazy. I'm radicalized and my radical beliefs have caused me to do crazy stuff. So I could go ahead and solve it real quick for the motive. I'm like the devil. That would be my explanation, even in court. You still haven't proved motive. Oh, you want me to prove the motive? I thought it was obvious. The devil. The devil? Yes, the devil. That's your argument? Yes. You got to be filled with the devil to do something like this. So now, this person right here, these people have tried to pull this off, and I'm thinking, yo, for what? Like, this is what's getting me. You ain't got no banner, no sign, no nothing. So basically, it just looks like y'all just did something crazy for nothing. So, and even if y'all gave us an explanation, it wouldn't make it better. It wouldn't make us go, well, that makes sense. I guess that makes it all right.
But what that also tells me as well is, look, I'm former law enforcement. I think law enforcement is actually doing an excellent job here. But it seems to me that there may not have been explosive sweeps that were done of the French Quarter and of Bourbon Street in.
So that means this could have got way worse. Way worse. So it appears that the guy in the car was a distraction. This was supposed to be layered. So maybe somebody didn't wire their explosives properly or whatever. But I think these people got lucky as well. So, that guy was, of course, taken out, but they missed the explosives. And thank God those didn't go off and they were able to find them. Now they need to find these people and throw their butts in the slammer.
In particular, as a result of securing this area, because part of me does wonder if that explosive would have been picked up by either a dog or a device. Again, I can't say for certain if that occurred, but part of me does wonder. There's no question they are now looking for these individuals and combing through particularly that digital evidence.
I think I'm gonna have to start training Gizmo how to sniff out bombs and drugs and all of that stuff. Go everywhere with him. He's my sniffer. That's what he is. Go ahead, Gizmo. You smell any bombs? Any of that stuff? Have him trained. Now go out and get yourself an attack dog that can sniff stuff like that out. Since I guess the people who's supposed to be doing it aren't on it.
And Peter, I want to ask you about how investigators handle the IEDs. I want to drill down a little bit so you can explain to us how this works, because it's my understanding that some were found and some may not be true IEDs. You know, what is the process like? It's obviously a very dangerous situation. We know that robots are used in some types of investigations with this. Talk us through how investigators work with IEDs.
Well, the most important thing is the safety of the public and, of course, safety of law enforcement. So what they'll do is they'll cordon off an area and they will use bomb squads, or the FBI and ATF both have special agent bomb technicians. They will render those devices safe, which sometimes means detonating them in place. And then what they'll do is they will look at those items, look at how they were manufactured, what components were involved, and they'll try to track down where those items that were used to make the ID were purchased in an effort to identify who helped manufacture these IEDs.
Yeah. Because surely it wasn't a guy who's working at the grocery store bagging groceries and stuff. Yeah. Apparently anybody who knows how to put these together most likely is a terrorist. But according to the black lady, yeah, she stepped right in immediately. This is obviously not terrorism. All right, let's go ahead, and I prepare to do a regular. And I'm going, boy, you look stupid now. Real stupid. But then again, that's what DEI get you.
But I mean, the most important thing, again, is public safety. And that's why sometimes these crime scenes take so long to process, is because it takes time for the bomb squad or for the special agent bomb technicians to go in there and render these devices safe, while at the same time trying to maintain as much of the physical evidence contained in these devices as possible. Because again, it's evidence. They want to be able to present it in court, especially if they identify additional co-conspirators. And then the other thing is they look at the signature of these devices to try to see if they're tied to potentially other devices or even devices that are found overseas, so they can see who is instructing these people on how to manufacture these devices.
Yeah. And if this guy was ex-military, who knows? He might have known a little bit about it. But it goes to show, man, that some people, even if they are Americans, are susceptible to this type of brainwashing and this type of craziness. Even people that was in the military, you know, and it just seems like the world is falling to pieces in a sense. But I got hope. I'm loving where we're going here moving forward. I'm going to feel a lot more safe with people that are responsible and take the safety of Americans as a first priority. You know, right now, the guy who came out and was like, hey, it's a phone just situation. And hold on for a minute. Let's see here. There it is. I don't feel safe with that guy at the wheels.
So it's a painstaking process, but again, public safety is the most important part of the process.
Well, look at this. We got us another crazy situation. And the craziness is spreading all over the place. Now, first of all, look at this. This was on New Year's, y'all. Is that Trump with Elon Musk? I don't understand. They're supposed to be falling out. Trump's supposed to be like, man, get off me. Yeah. But here they are, once again, looking chummy, celebrating, jamming to YMCA.
A few moments later.
Now to a developing story in Las Vegas.
No.
Police there are investigating a possible terror attack involving a Tesla Cybertruck.
See, more craziness. So they trying to start 2025 off with all of this jive. So somebody uses a Tesla to do something crazy.
That exploded into a fireball today outside the Trump International Hotel, killing at least one person.
Who's that one person? Who's the one person?
The blast is prompting responses from Elon Musk and the president-elect's son. CBS's Andres Gutierrez has the details.
The Tesla Cybertruck exploded and burst into flames this morning just outside the doors of the Trump International Hotel.
It still looks like mortars from like a firework.
People at the hotel and on the sidewalk had to scramble to safety as fire crews tried to douse the flames.
The fact that this was a Cybertruck limited the damage. It had most of the blast go up through the truck. And
so wait a minute. You telling me this would-be terrorist died for nothing? I mean, he's not going to make it into terrorist heaven. They're going to be like, you failed your mission. The only person who died was you. So this guy uses the wrong type of vehicle to try to blow up a whole bunch of people. Now, I hate to say this, but I want to know what that Tesla is made out of. I might have to put together some pennies to try to get me one of those. Because if it can keep the blast in, maybe it might keep a blast out. I'm just saying. See, so he probably didn't do his research on the Tesla. All right, how vulnerable is this vehicle? So he picks like an armored little tank to try to blow up people, and all he did was blew himself up. So he died for nothing. Died for absolutely nothing. And I guess he was trying to send a message by pulling up in front of Trump's tower and ended up dying for nothing. Now, one thing I did find out about this guy, now both of these guys were ex-military, but this one was a little strange for the simple fact, I was also listening to another report, and they identified the guy, and they said he was also found with a gunshot wound in the head, and yet when he pulled up in front of the tower, 17 or 18 seconds later, the explosive went off. So did he pull up, have it on a timer? I'm trying to figure out at what point did he shoot himself instead of, and isn't that going out like bad? I mean, you shooting yourself. I mean, you didn't blow nobody up or nothing. You took the easy, cowardly way out. Go on, man, blow yourself up. Yeah, feel that heat. But nonetheless, somehow he managed to, I guess, shoot himself. Somebody said gunfire sparked the explosion. That could be it. That could be it. See, so apparently he shot himself and then, of course, blew himself up for nothing. Thank God he picked the Tesla to do it, because who knows? Other people might have gotten hurt.
Out. Police say the person in the Cybertruck died in the blast, and at least 7 people suffered minor injuries.
It was like a firework. It was popping sound, bang sound, and a lot of sparks fly.
Police moved quickly to evacuate the 64-story hotel. The president-elect's son, Eric Trump, expressed gratitude for emergency crew's quick response.
See, that's what you get messing with Trump. Always seem to backfire. Every time. Yeah, all right. Don't they learn by now? You get cursed when you go after Trump. All of them end up going down. So this stupid dude decides I'm going to go ahead and try to blow up some of Trump's facility and maybe kill some people. End up blowing himself up and didn't even break the windows in front of the building.
Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, who will be leading a Trump administration advisory commission, says he has the...
Somebody said, was he a patsy? See, and you know what? This is sad. When we get to this point in our country where we got to question whether our own institutions are doing stuff like this. Are these guys sleepers? I mean, how do you get 2 former military dudes who succumb to this type of brainwashing to where they're like, you know what? I think we're going to do something stupid. It seems to be just a random act of terrorism that is not supported by any ideology except let me just go out and, blow up a lot of people. I mean, and it seemed like maybe, you just stick an ISIS flag on them. They hit them with the sleeper word, make them go crazy. Who knows? At this point, but and somebody said he got money for his wife. Yeah, he probably did. Who knows what motivated these people? That's what's going to be the task, I think, is finding out what the heck did they do this for? Here you are, you got a military career. Were you that religious? Were you that much a religious zealot? I don't want to be a part of no religion that requires me to blow myself up for the cause. You're in a cult. If they come talking about, don't do it, blow yourself up for the cause of Allah. I'm going, no, wait a minute. I smell cult. Yeah, a godly, loving, kind religion would not have you blow yourself up. If anything, somebody might kill you for your faith, but I ain't gonna kill myself for my faith. That's crazy. So I don't know how these 2 dudes, if they were responsible for this, succumb to that type of brainwashing.
A whole Tesla team investigating the explosion and posted, "We have never seen anything like this." Authorities tell CBS News investigators are trying to determine whether fireworks were responsible and whether this was an intentional act.
Oh, it was intentional. But thank God for that Tesla. Boy, I tell you, came through on this in this situation. But we better get a hold of this mess. That's all I'm saying. See, we don't want our society walking around in fear. So we got all this crap going on that needs to get addressed. We have a lot of illegal immigrants that we got to keep our eyeballs on. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying they're all dangerous, but they're another element, unnecessary element that we got to deal with. We don't know if terrorists came in through all of those gotaways. And we don't know if terrorists came in. We don't know who's in our country right about now. Then we also got to worry about somehow these folks that's been radicalized in our country and is willing to do something like this. So we got our issues, but there's hope. There's hope, especially when we launch a war on woke. There's hope when you launch a war on woke. So let's see how Trump handles the woke news and how he's addressing this woke virus that's trying to spread across our country. He's launching a war on woke. And I'm in the army with him. I'm like, let's get him, Captain. So let's check it out. Remember this?
Proudly walked to the church that the protesters, they tried to burn it down, but I walked to the church, protesters out there, and Millie was walking with me.
Millie Vanilli? That guy? That woke guy who's Pete Hesech is about to replace? That woke guy that should be prosecuted and court-martialed? That woke guy that's talking about some... I want to understand it. I want to understand white rage. I want to know about it. I want to understand it. That guy. So Millie Vanilli tried to sell Trump out. And I knew he was a rat when he did this.
And the next day, the radical left media starts calling him, you shouldn't have walked. You shouldn't have walked. Instead of saying, I'm proud to walk with my president, not because it's me, because of the office. But instead of saying that, he wanted to apologize for walking with the president of the United States.
And right off rip, he's been infected. He's damaged goods. And he got that woke virus. Go ahead and isolate him right there. Incubate him. Put him in some type of chamber like the boy in the bubble. So this guy right here, when he did that, I was like, oh, he's compromised. Big time compromise. Anytime you come out and start apologizing to appease the left, you're compromised. You're woke. And you shouldn't be woke in the army. Just like when Joe came out. I should have said that. Yeah, Austin. Yeah, Hesech is replacing Austin. Is Millie even still? What is his job now? What does he do? Anyway, it don't matter. Hopefully he's going to be doing about 15 to 20 years. That's what I hope he ends up doing. But nonetheless, when you come out and you start, doing things like, let me throw some nuggets to the left folks, then that means you're woke folk. Like Creepy Sleepy talking about something. I should have said that. I should have said it was undocumented. Undocumented. I'm going, you're too old and corrupt and evil to be trying to be woke, Joe. But anyway, Millie showed us that he was woke, and now Trump got to go ahead and blast him.
And I said, this guy doesn't have what it takes. And you're seeing that now because the worst decisions I've ever seen. That's, again, why I put the patent. I just remembered it as I was coming over here. I said, get that clip quickly. The people of Alabama understand that clip. Do you think that...
Bring back some sanity.
Let me ask you, do you think that General Patton was woke? I don't think so. What do you think, Mike? Mike, was he woke? I don't think so. Nah. I don't think he was too woke.
Nah. And you know what? Until we get rid of the woke virus in our country, thank God Trump is here, to do it. We're going to be looked at by other countries and other leaders who's looking at wokeness and going, that's a weakness. Wokeness is a weakness. I guarantee you Putin's not woke. I guarantee you Xi's not woke. Kim Jong-un's not woke. Yeah, Iran leaders, they're not woke. Yeah, but we had leaders over here trying to be woke, trying to spread that virus through society, and they got rejected, y'all. Now, here's the cure. Finish, Trump.
It was the exact opposite. You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
That's
everything
true.
Woke.
Look, here's the famous line.
Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit.
Sure does. Pure shite. 100% uncut shite with peanuts in it. Corn. Pure diarrhea shite. So let's go ahead and see Trump's progression on how he deals with wokeness. See, we ain't got time. We ain't got time to be playing around with folks that's woke.
Illegal immigrants are causing tremendous crime. Tremendous.
Immigrants commit less crime than U.S.-born citizens.
Illegal immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants.
See, that's how you deal with woke folk. The woke media. Immigrants commit less crime than citizens. She thought she could slide that past Trump, but he smelled it. He sniffed out the wokeness. I smell that. You trying to make me think, that all immigrants. No, we're not talking about immigrants. Of course, if you are an immigrant that comes here the right way, you don't want to mess up your sacrifice and the commitment that you made getting here by committing crimes. Yeah, those people who have incentive to obey the laws because they're going, man, I spent money. I waited for years. I earned this. I'm not here to screw it up by doing something stupid like riding around on a moped or a scooter, taking people's cell phones. I'm not here to do that. Yes, those people. But when you just let a whole bunch of folks in, okay, you now create a whole group of people who you can't control. Yeah, they have no commitment. They didn't earn nothing. So now they're here possibly to take advantage of our very generous society, especially under Democrat rule. So now Trump had to check her. She tried to slide in that woke narrative right there.
I'm not talking about immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. I'm an immigrant. You're an immigrant. We're all immigrants.
The Pew Research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out.
Oh, that's how you deal with woke folk. That's how you launch a war on woke. Come on, try getting it out. Yeah, spit that mess out. So you see her trying to spread that virus? Trying to spread that virus on Trump? But he done launched a war on woke.
Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go
See,
ahead.
that's how you handle them. See, yeah, no mercy. Somebody says spit it out. Yeah, that's right. Spit that mess out. Go ahead, try getting it out. Yeah, I want you to make a fool of yourself. I want everybody to see what happens to woke folk. I want everybody to see how you are working hard to spread this virus in our society with stupidity like that.
You're a very naive person. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth.
Oh my. Trump? Woo! You talking my language. Now you see how a leader, this is a leader right here. He's coming out and he ain't mincing words. He's like, I'm about to launch a full-blown war on woke. Yeah, you ain't gonna have to wonder how I feel about this mess. Let's go ahead and listen to Trump tell us about this war on wokeness. So on the youth, that's what you're saying, Trump? You're going to protect our young adults because unfortunately the Democrats left them vulnerable with their wokeness. They want to spread that mess into the schools, into the colleges. So either they're trying to terminate kids, they're trying to, sterilize kids, or they're trying to wokeify kids. And it's unfortunate. They're just dangerous to kids, period. But let's continue. Be descriptive, Trump. Don't hold back.
On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care.
Yeah. Basically child mutilation. Don't be talking about some gender-affirming care. Notice what he did. See, when you want to deal with wokeness, you don't pet it. It ain't cute. Yeah, you don't be talking about, ain't it just so cute? No. Yeah, so-called gender-affirming care. Don't be trying to butter us up with that fake, description. It's gender-affirming care. No, it isn't.
Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children.
Now, who in society that still got common sense can't appreciate what this man just said? He didn't come out like Joe Biden. Hey, your kid's 9 years old. If he wants to live his life like a transgender, it's okay with me. He didn't do that. Yeah, he came straight out like, who would do this to a kid? See, that's what that virus does to your brain. That's why we need to launch the war on woke. You know you got to be crazy. You get thrown in the same category as these folks pushing folks onto the train. Because I'm going, you got to be insane too. When you start talking about these kids right here, let's go ahead and alter their, I'm sitting there going, you just as crazy. So let's continue.
Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age.
Beautiful. Now, see, what burns me up about this, I guarantee you, they're so like, when it comes down, especially black folks, and my people, I know how it is. There's a lot of black folks who, if this was not coming from Trump, they would be like, darn right. It burns me up, though. When I see people let down their morals or their common sense just to hate Trump, I'm thinking, I know tons of people who would agree with what he's saying, but if it comes out of Trump, then all of a sudden they would embrace transphobia or something. They sound transphobic, aren't you? Yeah, I grew up with you. I guarantee your grandmama and them, if you come talking like, grandma, you little Tommy, he only 8, but he thinks he's a girl. I was thinking about putting him on some. She would be like, boy, you crazy? You lost your mind? Somebody go get me some anointed oil. Let me go and lay hands on the boy. She would go crazy on you. But yet you got a lot of people who will sit back and say, well, if it's coming out of Trump, it's coming from a place of racism and hate and all this. I'm going, this is coming from a place of common sense, and he should be held as, you know, an amazing leader that is willing to address such a horrific, demonic movement and idea and confront it head on. Call it out, identify this mess as nasty and foul, and say, we'll launch a war on it. See, this is a leader I would say let's go into battle with. But you got idiots out there that disagree with that wokeness, but if it comes out of Trump, they go, wow, you know what, they're saying that because he don't want the...
I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures.
Yeah, because we don't want to reward wokeness. You don't want to reward that mess. We're not going to pay for your woke ideology. It's a war, baby. War woke.
And pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states.
Well, look at that. Notice he used the right description for this mess. He didn't come talking about somebody, you know what? It's just to stop the gender affirming care for these kids. He used the right description. And see, the Democrats with their wokeness know that most folk choke on woke. So they can't give it to them raw. So what do? They package it up. These people right here are they're migrants. They're the asylum seekers. These people right here are just pretty much Americans already. They're undocumented citizens versus these are illegal aliens. This right here is women's reproductive rights. Oh, you mean abortion? Yeah, let's say what it really is. At least then, when you support it and commit to it, you know you're committing to something nasty. Yeah, you don't have to wonder what you're supporting. See, so they want to make people feel a little bit better about supporting nastiness by repackaging it, redefining it, coming up with a softer term. So you go, well, that doesn't sound that bad. No, I want you to know exactly what you're getting into. Don't be sugarcoating it, watering it down. Trump, tell them what it is. Child mutilation. So when you come talking about that, I think that we should support these kids. That what? Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound good. I don't want you to even think it sounds good. I want you to hear it and hear it just like that. If I don't spare myself when I call out things within me and in my character that I know is foul, I'm surely not going to spare these raggedy behind progressive Democrats who's pushing this crap. If Kev have a thought in his head, or if Kev hit a lie, I'm not going to be like, well, he just stretched the truth. I'm going to be like, Kev, you know you just lied. I'm not even going to soften it up for myself. So I know I ain't going to be softening it up for them. Let's continue. Somebody said, dang right.
It'll go very quickly.
No job.
I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately.
Woo, he's coming out the box like, dun, 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 dun. Shut that mess down. You're not going to be profiting off of these kids. Yeah, you're not going to be profiting off of this woke ideology. Now, that's a leader. See, that's why the folks in China is going, now we respect him. See, Joe Biden would say, let's fund it. Hey, we want to make sure all the kids are softened up. That's what we want to do. Have them all confused on drugs for the rest of their life so my buddies in pharmaceuticals and at the hospital can get paid too. Not Trump. He's launching a war on woke.
Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children.
There you go. Make them accountable. Yeah, they'll think twice when somebody come in like, doctor, my son, he put some pink slippers on, and I'm wondering if he might be struggling on the inside and thinking maybe he might be a little girl. Yeah, that's something to explore. You know what? Here, let me recommend. No, you don't want them doing that. You want these dudes going, no, he's fine. What is he, 2? He'll grow out of it. I walked around with high heels on until I was 7. There it is. Me as a doctor, I wore my mom's pantyhose on my head. But I turned out fine for the most part. Yeah, you want them stopping right there and going, whoa, this could backfire. Yeah, this kid hit 12, 13, 14, 15. Start talking about, Mom, what have you done? You and the doctor got together and decided my future because y'all wanted to be woke. The doctor didn't want to be broke. And you got infected by woke. So yeah, hold them accountable. They'll think twice. Let's continue.
The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich.
To get rich. And this right here should be across the board. Yeah, a little bit of RFK coming in. I also want this to go ahead and filter over into Pfizer and Moderna and all of them promoting that, you know what? I want to know a little bit about that too. Why y'all trying to seal up all of the the results and stuff out there? Let's seal that up for 95 years when I'm dead and gone, so nobody will know that we all knew that this mess was shenanigans. So yeah, they should not be putting these young adults' health aside so that they can get paid. You're supposed to do no harm. Okay, if you know somebody don't need a kidney replacement, don't be talking about, man, I could get paid if I go ahead and this kidney right here. Yeah, I see some spots on it. I think we should go ahead and remove it. Well, how much is that gonna cost? Oh, that's not important. I'll tell you what, we'll just bill your insurance. What, I can't figure out how much I'm gonna be in for? Maybe I want to pay out of pocket. No. Shenanigans. And Trump's calling it out.
At the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use.
Woo-wee! He's giving it to him, y'all. Going after all of that wokeness, okay? See, they're no better than the cigarette industry. If you're marketing and promoting this and encouraging this and got divisions in your hospital that focus on this, we're going to send you downstairs to the gender-affirming care division. What is that? What's that? That's what I want to know. And remember, guys, they only have gender-affirming care for kids. No adult who can make adult choices need to be affirmed. See, so they know since they're funky and nasty and stinking and evil and they're going after kids, they can't just say that. So it sounds way better, more palatable to say, we just want to affirm these kids. That's all we want to do. Yeah, I'll affirm you, all right. You're my son talking about, I think I'm a good, the boy. You don't see that apple stem between your legs? That's your affirmation right there. Embrace the apple stem, okay? Yeah, and one day you'll get old and that apple stem is going to be shriveled up. You better enjoy it while it's still nice and fresh. You don't want spoiled apples with that stem all jacked up. So you better enjoy it, son. Talking about something. I think I want to get rid of my apple stem. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Let's continue, though.
My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding.
Oh, because really, what you're doing is you are making these kids become delusional. All of these woke teachers need to go ahead and feel it. I'm loving this war on woke. Trump, thank God he got back in. Shama. He can Masai. Can you imagine, what would be going on right now if Chameleon the Cackler would have won? Yeah, she would have went back. My values haven't changed. And now that I'm back in, I'm going to show you that they haven't changed. Yes, we're going to go ahead and transition folks that's in prison. But we definitely going to go after them kids. Definitely going to go after them kids. So now Trump is saying, let me catch you on TikTok. On there talking about some hey y'all. you see that little boy over there in my class? We tell them to embrace their more feminine side because I can't. Yeah, lock their tails up, get them out of there. Hey, don't let me come to a school and I got a kid and I'm like, hold on, your teacher told you what? I will sue the brakes off of the whole school. You don't encourage that mess. So thank you, Trump. Oh man, I'm down. I'm joining the army to go ahead and fight against the wokeness.
As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique.
Oh, boy, I've been waiting for a POTUS like you to come into my life. Y'all hear that right there? Ain't no sunshine when Trump's gone. Ooh, it's not the U.S. when he's away. Ooh, ain't no sunshine when Trump's gone. And the U.S. ain't no home anytime Trump goes away. Can you imagine any other presidential candidate or president getting up there firing into this woke ideology like this? This is what he's built for. So all of the folks that he talks to crash, I love it. I don't want nobody up there trying to be politically correct addressing such a nasty, foul, doctrine right there. You got to address that demon the right way. Don't be talking about something. Come on, Satan. Lucy, stop playing. You play too much Beelzebub. No. Snaggletooth, crooked, the father of lies, Beelzebub. Not just the form of a serpent. Like Alan, my boy, Alan, what is his name? David Alan Greer, when he was on Martin, talking about, and Gina, Satan comes in many forms. Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Not just the form of a serpent. Yeah, you got to address him like that. Continue, Lord of Flies. There it is, man. All of his names. So now, Trump, finish showing us how you launching this war on woke.
I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports.
This is too much. Too much, y'all. Like Christmas, my birthday, New Year's, all wrapped up in one. Every day is Christmas, and every night is a New Year's Eve. Boy, I'm loving this. And he is, man, he's very descriptive. That's what he is. He's making sure you understand. Okay. We are not tolerating this nonsense anymore. And he knows that the majority of people in our society support this. See, that's the deceptiveness of woke ideology that is being projected out into society by Democrats and the fake news and all of these folks like that. They want people to think that everybody's doing it. Everybody thinks this way. And you're the outlier if you don't. But Trump knows something differently. He is like, it's no time to be politically correct because I got a gut feeling the average American agrees with me. So don't be in my ear talking about, no, Trump, don't say it like that. Don't, you know what, that's a topic you ain't even got to address. Just leave that one alone. No, trust me. This is what make people connect with him. He gets out there and he says what people are thinking, and they're going, I was thinking about time somebody said what I was thinking. Continue, Trump. Go ahead. Go, Trump. Let's continue.
And we will protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent.
Well, look at that. Minor child. This is new. This is new stuff. In other words, it's not anything stuff. That's what it is. It's crazy stuff. It doesn't exist.
The identity will not be new, and it will not be without parental consent. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of.
Never.
In all of human history,
Into
nobody's
what?
ever heard of
Into
this,
what?
what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago.
This craziness. Thank you, Trump, for calling it out. Apparently, people done lost their minds, okay? The smarter we get, I guess the dumber we become. I thought, you know what? About 10 years ago, I knew what a woman, but now you never know. You never know. Things are changing. Times are, you know. Thank you for calling it out. Yeah, we are only recognizing men and women. Yeah, what kind of society is confused about that? I mean, if I was an evil dictator, I would invade any country that is confused about the basics of men and women. I'm like, that country, we might need to wipe them off the planet. We don't want that craziness to spread overseas. But let's continue.
By the way, we should not allow men to play in
Now listen to
women's
this.
sports.
Listen to this.
So crazy.
Look at that. Wait a minute. Why aren't they booing? I'm pretty sure that people probably was like, nah, that's a little controversial. Stay away from that, Trump. You'll never know. It could backfire. But you think he cared? Nope. Because he's launching a war on woke. So he dropped it out there like that, and look at the people. Woo! About time somebody said it. Nonsense. And they still going. And the crowd cheered. Listen to this.
See, it just shows you what these political geniuses, I have all these consultants, all these great... Sir, don't say that. It's very controversial.
Yeah, don't say that, Trump. It's very controversial. Like when he said, I am going to protect women whether they want it or not. And they was like, sir, I don't think you should say that. Yo, no, say it. Say it. I'm okay with it. See, when you have this type of backbone and guts as a politician, people admire that and they appreciate that. Say what you think, mean what you say, and we'll have your back.
That's not written down anywhere. I just said this might be a good time.
Because he has that gut instinct. He knows kind of the temperature of the people. He's like, my gut tells me people think this is crazy. My gut tells me more people are sane than insane. And my gut tells me if I just let them know I'm with you, you got to advocate. I believe the same thing as you. I think they'll get behind me. And they sure did.
So he said, don't do it. And that gets the biggest hand of the
Biggest hand clap.
Kamala Harris in her Twitter bio.
Listen to this one. Listen to this one, y'all, as we close.
Which I never noticed until this morning.
The cackler?
States her pronouns as she/her.
With that.
What are your pronouns?
I don't want pronouns. I saw
So you're fluid? What is that?
Nobody even knows what that means. Ask her to describe exactly what that means.
What is
Yeah, because she don't know. Democrats are woke for nothing. They just think it's what I'm supposed to be woke. That's the new thing we're going with. We're embracing wokeness, basically crazy nonsense. Okay, I'm here. My name is Kamala Harris. I'm in the blue outfit. My pronouns are she, her. That type of stupid stuff right there only encourages a country to invade us. Getting up there doing stupid stuff like that. Not here. Not anymore. Who wants a pronoun? My pronouns are get out of my darn face.
Why are people
Nobody
doing that?
knows.
Well, what is that?
Because they're going crazy, all right?
Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad that he called it out. Yeah, they're not going woke. They're going crazy. Because they're going crazy. And I'm glad somebody finally had the nerve to say it.
We have to bring our country back to sanity. So I say this about the Republican Party. It's a party now based on common sense, okay? We're conservative, I don't know. Conservative, we're everything. but we're based on common sense. We want borders, we want low taxes, we want good education.
The stuff that every American wants, safety.
We want to be able to buy a house. We want the American dream for our children. I want the American dream. I want my children to say, man, this is great. You don't even hear about the American dream anymore.
Now you hear about white supremacy. You hear about equality, equity, diversity, inclusion, the victimization, oppression. That's the stupid stuff the Democrats sell. And no American dream. America sucks. America's the racist country, stolen land, the indigenous people. You hear that crap. So thank you, Trump, for launching this war on woke. And then he's gonna close out. We're going ahead and you think Trump is gonna spare like maybe the young adults who might think that they can get away with trying to be woke in front of him? You think he's gonna do? No. My man's about to spare the rod, spoil the child. He's like, nope, I know the scriptures. Spare the rod, spoil the child. I don't care how old you are, little girl. Watch this little girl try to get him with some wokeness.
You heard about it 4 years ago, but you don't hear about it anymore. I want the American dream as a goal for our children. They want to do something. You don't hear that anymore with all of this nonsense going on. We are a party based on common sense.
There it is. So now, they thought they could get him by sending him a youngster. Surely Trump is going to go ahead and change it up for this young girl right here that somehow came and tried to get him on stage. And surely he did that. Let's see how he handles his kid.
I want to get paid the same as a man, and I think you understand that. So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man? And do I get to choose what I do with my body?
Oh. Now watch her attitude. Watch this. Look, you see that? Oh, you see that little snotty nose? Whip the snapper? She put them hands on that hip. Now somebody put her up to it. Some parent. Maybe she's been watching a little too much Greta Thunberg or whatever. But somebody put her up to getting up there and trying to get Trump with a got you and going, I want to get paid with a man. Wait, do you support that? And do you think that a woman should be having a choice of her own body? And sit back like this and hit him with the, well, let's see how he handles this whippersnapper. Now, first of all, I don't like her tone.
And that. So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man? And do I get to choose what I do with my body?
Look at her. She's infested with wokeness. Somebody done raised an advocate, right? I mean, a dang on, what do you call them? A protester. That's what she is. She's going to be a professional protester. You can see it. And she's going to be an activist. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, they're raising an activist right there. Look at her. All in her. You can just see the wokeness leaking out of her. And her attitude. Look at this. Oh, boy. So disrespectful. So disrespectful. She's talking to the president of the United States. Or at least at that time, the leading candidate. And she going to put her little hands on her hips. Like, yeah. And look what he does to her.
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job. You're going to make the same if you do as good a job, and I happen to be pro-life.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you handle it. Kids step up to get beat down too. Ask it, will I make as much money as a man would? If you do the same type of job, if you do a good enough job, yeah, you will. And I happen to be pro-life. Next. My man's like, I'm not going to change it up to appease your feelings. I don't care who y'all send out there. They're like, oh, is he going to say that about the kids? And this is a Democrat woke tactic. They're either going to try to accuse you of being whatever, or they're going to say, look at the vulnerable, the disenfranchised, the kids. They use all of these different tactics to try to make you embrace their woke ideology. But you got to handle it like that. So now, when they start coming to us talking about ladies and legal immigrants alone because you're going to be separating the kids. You weren't worried about those kids earlier. You ain't worried about the ones that's missing. I'm not going to get all busted up on the inside so I can appease your woke ideology. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, you know what? This person of color happened to get arrested by the police and he was acting a fool and got shot. You're supposed to jump on board with this because it was a black person getting killed by a white cop. I'm not jumping on board with that. Hey, you're not going to get me with that woke ideology. Have me mad for nothing, running around talking about I just got to support any old type of behavior because they're black. See, it feels good to be liberated from woke ideology. You can think for yourself. You don't have to be sitting around going, I got to jump on board for this cause and this, that. Nah, don't work like that. Show me the facts, the data. Let me go ahead and process it, and I'll come up with a conclusion. This rational and common sense, like Trump said. So sign me up for the army that's going to fight against wokeness. I'm all down for that, Captain. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight. Yes, man. War on wokeness. I'm ready, man. That's what I'm talking about. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, because I'm a cowboy. On a MAGA horse I ride, and I'm wanted by the woke folks. Dead or alive. Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope it's starting off great for you. Somebody said, awesome show. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like my show on the way out. Spread the word. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure that your notification button is turned on to all. And don't forget, text 3309-744-607. Text MAGA to that number so we can stay connected just in case they try to bounce me off this platform. And check out Kevin's Corner Store. And if you don't want to do that, you can always just support the channel through my Cash App and my PayPal. Other than that, if I go out of town tomorrow, we're supposed to begin a snowstorm, so it might mess up my traveling. If I don't go out of town, y'all will see me tomorrow at 7. If I do go out of town, you won't see me tomorrow, okay? But I'll probably check in with y'all somewhere over the weekend. Now let's get out of here. Oh, yeah. Who's scared? See, you got to have that seal in your back like this. Up north, got hands round wall folks. Yeah. Take care.